Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, do not forget to like, subscribe and share. So today's video I'm going to explain the LEETCODE problem 54 which is in spiral matrix. So what do you mean by spiral matrix? Which is in a spiral shape, right? So this is a spiral shape. Yeah, this is a spiral shape. So you want to print the spiral matrix. So in this given example, they given an 2D grid. So this is an 3 cross 3 matrix. Okay, 3 cross 3 matrix. So in this matrix, the elements are arranged in a 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, like that. You just want to print the element in a spiral order. Okay, what do you mean by spiral? You will print this element and move to the right, and you will print this element and again you move to this element, and again you will print this element and move downwards, like that. You will print all this element in a downwards, and again you will print this element in a left order, and again you're going to up and print this element, and again you're going to the right and print this element. Here the end of the spiral matrix, because if you go further you're going to repeat that element. For that reason you will stop here, and you should return the matrix in such order. It should be like in spiral. So 1 2 3, and see, again the next element should be 6 and 9 8 7 and 4 5, last element is 5. So like that, in this manner you want to print the matrix. So you just want to return the matrix which contain this spiral elements, like 1 2 3 and 6 9 8 7 4 5. So let's understand the idea behind the problem, then I'm going to code it in a LEETCODE later. So first I will name these top elements as a top, and for this element I am going to name it as a right. For bottom elements I am going to name it as bottom. For left I am going to name it as left. Okay, starting from 1, where it is going, it's moving towards the right. So I mean it's going from left to right. Okay, this is going from left to right. For printing the top elements, you want to move from left to right. And for printing the right elements, after you want to print the right element, you want to print in a spiral order. For that purpose, you want to move towards the right elements. Okay. For printing the right element, you want to move from top to bottom. Okay. For printing the right element, you want to move from top to bottom, right? So for printing the top elements, you want to move from left to right. For printing the right elements, you want to move from top to bottom. Again, for the bottom, you want to move from right to left. You should move from right to left. So printing the bottom elements, and again you want to move from bottom to top for printing the left element. Okay, if you move from bottom to top, you will print the left elements. So this is basic thing. Again you want to move from where? Again you want to start from left and move towards the right, so that it should cover everything. So you move from left to right for printing the top element, and then you move from top to bottom for printing the right element, and again you will move from right to left for printing the bottom elements, And again you will move from bottom to top for printing the left element. Again you will move from left to right again for printing the leftovers, and here you should stop. So this is an basic idea what the problems works. So for understanding in a better way, so let's take in an index. Okay, let's take index and do iterations. Okay, 0 1 2 0 1 2. So I'm going to take an array list for storing the answer. First you are going from left to right, you are going to move, right? From left to right you are going to move and store these top elements. Let's store these top elements in an answer variable. After that, important steps to be taken. So stop is currently at here. You want to move top here so that you should not repeat these elements again. For that purpose, you will point it here. Initially, the top will be pointing at 0th index. Again, the top should be moved and pointing at first index. Okay. Then you should print the right element. For printing the right element, you will go from top to bottom, right? From top is pointing here. From bottom until this, you will go and print this right elements. Okay, 6 and 9 you are going to print. After that, you want to print the bottom element. For printing the bottom element, you should go from right to left. So again the step should be taken, because after you are printing adding this right elements to the array, you want to move. Initially it is pointing at this row. Okay, you will make sure it should be decremented. Right should be decremented and pointing to the first index. Okay, so that you would not repeat these steps again. So for that purpose only. So again you want to print the bottom element. So you are starting from right, so right is pointing at the first index and you go to decrement and print this element towards the left. Okay, like that it is happening. So from right to left you are going to print this bottom element and store it in a answer variable. Okay, like that you are going to do. So after printing the bottom element, the bottom is initially pointing at second index and it should be now decremented and move towards this element, right? After you want to print this element so that you would not print this element again and again, for the purpose only. Now for printing the left elements, you want to move from bottom to top, where the top is pointing. Top is also pointing at the same index 1, the bottom is also pointing at the same index, so you will print this 4 in an answer variable. Okay, after that what you are going to do, you just go, after storing the left, you want to move the left pointer to next index, right? Initially it is at 1 and 0, and it should be moving at 1 and again the 2, like that. Okay, now initially it's complete this iteration, that means you should be moving towards the incremented order. Okay, like that. So after this you want to print this element by moving from left to right. Sorry, my bad. So initially the left will be at 0th index, it's going to move from 1 so that you can print this element, right? For that purpose. So then you are going to print the 5 by moving from left to right, and you will print and store it in a fifth, and this is what you're going to do. So for the second example, if I solve this problem, it would have taken more time, so the length of the size video will be go long, so I'm not going to solve this example too. So give it a try and check out this example in your way so that you can able to understand it in a better way. So let's code this in LeetCode. So I'm in the LeetCode solving a spiral matrix given an m into n matrix, return all the element of the matrix in a spiral order. So you should return in spiral order. So let's code this up. In coding I am going to explain everything, each and every line. So I'm going to take the length of the matrix. So this is an raw length, okay. So this is an raw length, and again I want to take the column length also. Just passing a single row, you will get the length of the column, okay. This is a column length, and you want to take the 4 variable. Top should be pointing at 0 and left also should be pointing at 0, and for the right condition it should be the column length minus 1, okay. This should be the column length minus 1, and the bottom is row length minus 1, because bottom here row length should be the bottom end, right? Here write the column end, so like that. And I'm going to take for storing the answer, I'm going to take the a list. I'm going to name it as answer. Let's construct this array list, okay. Like this you're going to construct the array list, and you're going to check whether if the matrix is null, that means you do not have any value in that. So you're going to return the whatever the answer is there, empty answer. If length also equals to 0, then you're going to just return the empty array list, okay. That's all. And for if not, you're going to tell whether top is smaller than or equal to bottom, and left is smaller than or equal to right. This means if you see in this two-dimensional array, the top is now here, the bottom is now here. If you move bottom and top at a particular part, the top and bottom are pointing at the same position, but after that bottom and top will be exceeded. Again the left and right also, left is in 0 index and right is in this index. So if you move left and right and again the left and right, it's going to pass through, right? Until that you're going to loop it. If it pass through it, you stop then and there, okay. And I'm going to write a for loop. It should be starting from left to right, right? So it should be starting from right, left, and left to right. It is going at the start. So you're going to code for that for loop, okay. You're going to add the top element in this answer array by doing matrix top and whatever the index is there. So like that you're going to do. After storing this top element, you want to move this top element to the next top. If you do not move, it's going to overwrite. So for that purpose you are going to increment the top. Again I'm going to copy this code and I will write another 3 condition also. See, after storing this top, you're going to go from top to bottom. So change from top to bottom. See, at top to bottom, the indexes are increasing, so it should be at the increment order itself. but here you are going to store the incremented I and the constant right, because here the right is constant, but here the top is constant. If you move one step further, again the top will consist constant here. Okay, like that. After moving right, you want to decrement the right so that it should be pointing at next right. Okay, let's do that by decrementing the right. You want to decrement the right for going to the next right. Okay, again I copy paste same thing, but now you want to move from right to left. Let's do that by writing right to left. You are going to move. Okay, then you are going to store the bottom element. See, you are moving from this direction, that means you are going to decrement the indexes, so it should be I minus minus, and the condition also changes to greater than or equal to the left. So you're going to store the bottom and you're going to decrement the bottom so that it should be pointing to the next bottom. Okay, for next bottom you're going to decrement the bottom minus minus. Then again you want to do for the left part. For storing the left element, you're going to going from bottom to top. So let's go from bottom to top. While going from bottom to top, the indexes are decreasing, so the I minus minus and the if it should be greater than or equal to top. Okay, and here you're going to change and store the left element here. If you dry run using these indexes and all things, you will get to know about in detail. So after you moving the left, after storing this element, you want to move to the next element by incrementing the left array. Left variable. After that, you just want to return the answer. Okay. And one more thing, if only left and right is there, so it's going to add this, but after that the top and bottom going to move out of bound, so it would not execute this line. And if you come here, the right and the left is in the same line, that's why it's also add the chances of overwriting the array. For that condition, I'm going to put some particular condition here. So let's put in condition, if top smaller than or equal to bottom, then only you do this left and right storing thing. Yeah, you're going to store it, store the bottom, otherwise you do not store the bottom. So again, for this, if left is smaller than equals to right, if it is not exceeded left and right, you can able to store the left element. Okay, otherwise just do whatever the task is there and return me the answer. Let's run this. Yeah, it's accepted, and let's sum it up. Yeah, if you like this video, do not forget to like. Yeah, that's all for today's, guys.